Hi everybody, my name is Carissa Barker and welcome to my YouTube channel.
All I wanna know, are you thinking about me? I just gotta know. I just gotta know.
In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 20 binge-worthy shows on Netflix that you've probably never heard of. I'm going to try really hard not to be repetitive when talking about these shows, but I have a feeling that I'm just going to say, yeah, they're really good, it's really good, a lot. So I apologize for that in advance, but yeah, they're just all really good or else I wouldn't be recommending them to you, you know? Alright, the first one I recommend is called Young and Hungry. There's 5 seasons of this. It stars Emily Osmond. She's super funny and awesome in this show. She works as a personal chef for a really rich guy. They end up falling in love and there's all this drama and it's really funny and I highly recommend it. Alright, the next one I recommend is called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. There's 4 seasons of this and the show is all about this girl who moves to California to follow like this guy that she used to date, but he is actually already in a relationship with somebody else, and so there's just a lot of like drama and different things that go on. She's like a realtor and it is kind of a musical, which is probably why I like it so much. I really like musicals, but yeah, she just like sings about her life and crazy stuff that happens and stuff, and so it's pretty funny. Alright, number 3, this show is called Life Sentence. There's only 1 season of it, but it's super great to just binge the whole thing. And it's about a girl who, most of her childhood life, she has had cancer and she thought that she was gonna die, she wasn't gonna live very long. And so she turns 18, she runs away to Europe, and she ends up getting married. And she's just like, I'm gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The guy she ends up marrying, he knows that she has cancer, so he's just like kind of trying to help her fulfill her wishes before she passes on. And then her cancer goes away and she is cured. And so it's called Life Sentence because now she suddenly has her entire life ahead of her and she's never ever really thought past now because she didn't ever think she was going to live past then. And so she's trying to decide if she's going to go to college and how her like marriage is now going to work when they thought it had an expiration date on it and now it doesn't. And so it's pretty dramatic and there's a lot that happens in it, but very entertaining and interesting. The next one I recommend is called Roswell, New Mexico. It's only 1 season and it is about aliens, so if that's not really your thing, then maybe you won't like it, but these are like not your typical aliens. They look like normal people. So basically like their alien spaceship crash landed and then the only 3 surviving aliens were like children aliens, I guess, but they look like humans. And so then they grow up on Earth with like a normal like Earth life, but they do have some powers. And anyway, when the show starts, it follows like a romance between one of the aliens and like a girl who grew up there. They're trying to keep the secret of them being aliens, but his power is that he like heals people, and so like people find out and there's just like lots and lots of drama and stuff. Alright, this next show is probably my favorite show I've ever watched. I love it a lot and I have a really strong like connection with it, with the characters, so I can't recommend it enough, but it's probably not for everybody. It is historical fiction, which means that it follows the life of real historical people but kind of fictionalizes their life a little bit and takes dramatic liberties. So the show is called Reign and it follows the life of Mary, Queen of Scots, as she goes to France and eventually marries King Francis, and then all sorts of stuff happens and it is so entertaining and fascinating, and the landscapes that they show and the scenery and the costumes and the acting and everything about it is literally amazing, and you should all watch it because it's so good. And I wish it was more than 4 seasons, but it's not. It's only 4 seasons. But just watch it and you might even learn some historical knowledge and facts and stuff while you're watching it, so that's fun too. Alright, this next one you may have heard of before. It is a little bit more popular than some of these other ones. It's called Jane the Virgin. This girl gets artificially inseminated and she's actually a virgin, but she gets pregnant and has a baby, and there's all this romance and drama and lots of fun stuff. And it's really funny too, and there's 5 seasons of that one, so there's lots to love and lots to watch, and yeah. The next show I want to tell you guys about is called Between. They live in a really small town and there's this virus that starts getting spread around and it kills adults, but it doesn't kill any like people under the age of 18, I'm pretty sure. And so now it's just this entire town of children basically, and the government quarantines this town so that they can contain the virus. And so it's literally just a town of these teenagers and children, and they're trying to figure out how to survive and get out of the town and, you know, stuff like that. Number 8, I'm going to recommend The Haunting of Hill House. It's about this family who used to live in a house that was haunted. They did eventually get out of there, but I'm pretty sure their mom died in the house too, or something like that. So they're all now adults, like living on their own, and there's like these 4 siblings, I think. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but for some reason, they all end up deciding that they need to go back to the house or something. I don't know. They end up going back to the house though, and so then all of the haunting starts again, and it'll do like flashbacks to when they were young, and then back to like current time. It's a little bit spooky, but I really enjoyed it. The next one is a little bit similar to Rain, where it is a historical fiction. I really like these types of shows for some reason, but it is called The Last Kingdom, and currently there's 3 seasons, but I'm pretty sure they are making a 4th one. It follows this guy named Uhtred, and he basically, his whole life has been like a battle. He's trying to decide if he is on the side of the Saxons or the Danes. He was born as a Saxon or as an Englishman, but then during like a war he ended up getting captured and was raised by Danes as kind of like a child slave, but then eventually got like adopted into their family, and then like as an adult he's had to fight for both sides. He's like an incredible warrior and everybody wants him to fight on their side. There's a lot of really amazing like fight scenes, and there's romance and there's action, and it's got it all. It's a really good one too, and you should check it out. Alright, I think we're on number 10 now, and the show I'm going to recommend is called Imposters. It is about a girl who works as a con artist trying to get money from all these different people, and how she does that is by getting them to fall in love with her, marry her under a false name, and then she completely drains their bank accounts and takes everything from them. So the first season, it's like the guy she just conned trying to find her, and as he's trying to find her, he meets all of these other people that she's conned and made fall in love with her, and so then they all just work together to find her. It's very entertaining. There's a little bit of comedy in it as well as like the drama and stuff like that. Next, I'm going to recommend a show called Quantico. It's mainly about this one girl who goes to Quantico, which is the FBI training facility, and it's kind of just about her journey becoming an FBI agent. But one thing that's really interesting about this show is that it started like at the end, basically shows you what's gonna happen, and then it goes back and then shows you how it leads up to that point. And so the whole time you know what's gonna happen, but you're like, but how does that happen? Like, how does it get there? And so then, yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's very entertaining. There's lots of action and like mystery, kind of like figuring things out and stuff like that. So check it out. Number 12 is a show called Dynasty. This was a while ago that I watched this, but I'm pretty sure it's 3 seasons, and it's basically just about this really wealthy family. The daughter is hoping to like take over the family business for the dad, but like then he ends up getting remarried, and there's like romance and balance of power and money and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty entertaining. All right, this next show honestly is so good, and it's only 1 season, and I hope that they make more because I really enjoyed it. It's called In the Dark, and it's about this girl who's blind, and she actually solves the murder of one of her friends while being blind. It's very entertaining and intriguing, and it was just like a good show. I really liked the plot and the characters and all that stuff, so check it out. This next show, I just barely started watching. I'm not quite done with it. I think I'm on episode 9, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's called Spinning Out. It's a Netflix original. It's about an ice skater who has bipolar disorder. She's on track to try to go to the Olympics, but she has lots of family drama and relationship drama and trying to cope with her disorder and things like that. I've really enjoyed watching it so far, and I think it's really well done. I love watching shows about like dancers, ice skaters, gymnasts, all that kind of stuff. I just really enjoy, like, their dedication to their sport is always so impressive to me, and I just like really, I don't know, I really like watching that type of show. So yeah, that's a good one. Number 15 is a show called Travelers. There's 3 seasons of this. These people from the future where the world has just been like destroyed and everything has gone wrong, they come back into the past. They inhabit the bodies and lives of people who are just about to die, and they save their life but then inhabit their life. Hopefully that makes sense. But then they basically just try to prevent things from happening that lead to the destruction of the world. So they either like save people's lives or prevent like an oil spill, like just different things like that, trying to ultimately save the world with the knowledge that they have from the future. Next one is another Netflix original. Netflix is really like pulling out these great shows lately, and I'm here for it, honestly. So it's called V Wars, and I was a little bit hesitant to watch it at first because it's about vampires, and I was just like, alright, I feel like the vampire shows are a little bit overdone at this point, and I don't really want to watch it. But I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna give it a chance. I had nothing else to do, so I decided to watch it, and it was pretty interesting. I like how they said these vampires like came back, because there is tons of like folklore and like mythology and all this different like things from the past that shows that like maybe there used to be vampires, because how would there be this many like stories and things about it like if they never existed? I don't know. I kind of think maybe they did in the past. Potentially. I don't really know. It's basically saying that because of global warming and all of like the ice caps are starting to melt, that they're releasing like really old diseases that used to exist, I guess. And so that's how like vampirism comes back, is through this like old disease that got exposed or whatever. So it's pretty interesting. The main character is a research doctor who like found this like disease, I guess, and it's pretty interesting just watching them figure out how to now live in a world with vampires. The next show is called Atypical. It's about a young man named Sam who has autism, his life as he graduates high school and tries to like become an adult. There's drama between his parents, and then like his sister has some drama in her love life and things like that. And so it's pretty interesting to see somebody's life who has autism, because I personally have never really like known anybody who has it, and so it was just very interesting to me to learn more about autism and just see that they're really just normal, regular people. They just function a little bit differently than we do, and that's totally okay. This next show that I'm going to recommend does have a really heavy topic of conversation and could be extremely triggering to people who have been in similar circumstances. So I don't recommend this for everybody. Make sure you understand what the show is about before you start watching it, because like I said, it can be very triggering and I don't want to do that to anybody. It's called Unbelievable, and it basically follows a story of a rape victim who reports the rape and nobody believes her, and they try to discredit her. And so she ends up withdrawing her case and just saying, yeah, you're right, I made it all up. When in reality, she didn't. There's kind of like 2 storylines going on at once. It's showing you this girl's life trying to cope with the rape and having nobody believe her and everybody thinking that she is now a liar. And then it also follows these 2 female detectives who are investigating a serial rapist and trying to figure out who he is and catch him in his crime. I don't want to give away the ending, but it does come to a really nice resolution, and I think I just really liked this show because it just brings to light a lot of things that I don't think people understand, and I think it's good that we are not afraid to talk about rape. It needs to be something that we talk about so that we can help prevent it from happening more in the future. Be careful if you decide to watch it, but it is really good and a really important message, I think. Alright, that got kind of heavy, and I'm going to try and lighten it up because, yikes. But, so this next one, it's definitely a comedy. It might not seem like it at first, but it is a comedy. It's called Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and basically this girl has been for 15 years living in this like cult where she lived like underground, and this man like had like 5 wives or something, and she finally gets like freed. I think she got captured when she was like really young, like 14 or 15 or something, and so now she's like an adult and she just kind of gets thrown out into the world and is like, here you go, figure out how to be an adult. She ends up getting this like really funny roommate and landlord, and she gets a job and things like that, and so it just kind of follows her life, showing it how she like adapts after this traumatic experience. So I know it does not sound like a comedy, but it's really funny. Alright, and the last one I'm going to recommend to you guys, number 20, is called No Tomorrow, and it's only one season, but it's super easy to just watch the whole thing in like a day or something. It's about this girl who is just kind of sick of her life, sick of her job, and her just like everything is so structured and the same and repetitive. She's just kind of like sick of it and wants a change in her life. And she ends up meeting this guy who has a conspiracy theory that there is a meteor that's gonna crash into the earth in like 8 months or something. And he like super strongly believes that the world is gonna end. And so he just lives his life like there's no tomorrow. He has this bucket list of things that he wants to do, and he tries to cross one off every single day. He makes her make a bucket list. They end up just doing all this like crazy fun stuff and like living like there's no tomorrow. Alright, that is it. I know this was kind of a long video, but feel free to comment any Netflix shows that you would recommend. I would love to hear you guys' recommendations. I'm always in need of new shows. I hope that this video was helpful and that you'll actually give some of these shows a chance and have something new and fun to watch. If you liked this video, you know what to do. And please subscribe because it doesn't hurt you at all, but it helps me a ton, and I really appreciate the support. I try to post a new video every single Thursday, so make sure you hit the bell notification button so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. You can also follow my Instagram if you would like. It is at Carisa_Barker. Thanks so much again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!